Are we good? Are rolling? Can you see me? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Landon's Tech Talk. See this, Mum? And watch this. 6'7". For all the newer generations out there, I'm learning the slang words to fit in high school, but that's getting a little off topic. What we are here to talk about today is Calyx OS. My original plan was to show you a thing on the website, but I couldn't find it. So that's a bust, unfortunately. So I'm not showing any website today, but what I will do, I will show, the first part of the video will be me talking about my experiences, and you have to be in here anymore, hon, by the way. And the next part will be, I will show some things on the phone. So let's get this going. So, my original attempts. So back in the past, I had F-Droid installed just on my main phone because I didn't have very many phones like I do now. But I didn't sign out of the Google account, and I didn't really take advantage of any of the apps I installed, so it doesn't really count. So my first, not using any Google apps experience was on a Huawei Mate 60 Pro. It was so glitchy. It would just restart every so often to the point it wasn't even usable. My next one was a Blueview 3. It worked. I suppose it worked. It doesn't get security updates anymore, and that was a phone I put F-Droid on in the past, actually, but didn't really take advantage, but I did this time around, and both phones had no Google accounts, and they had the Google app still enabled, but I tried my best not to accidentally open any, which never really happened. Any Google Play Store apps, I would just get through the Aurora Store. And anything else, I would get through another app store called F-Droid. For those who don't know what it is, it's an app store with only free and open source apps. It's on fdroid.org. And you can download it. I'm not going to talk about how to download. I'm not going to show downloading anything. But you're going to have to go and turn on your unknown sources, go to your files, and install it manually, I think the proper term is sideload. And then you open it, and then you have to make sure unknown sources are allowed through it too, because you have to allow it through your Files app, or through Chrome or whatever, if you want to actually install it. I just use Files app. And basically, I had no Google account, but that Blueview 3 had no security updates. It was I think it had security updates, but no feature updates. It forgot what Android version it's stuck on, and the security update that I checked that it was on last was super old. And I did update it once since, but it's basically an old phone of mine, super old, and it's cracked. Used to be my mom's phone, actually. Remember it? And then I got a OnePlus Nord M30. My original plan, put Lineage OS onto it. What actually happened? Technical difficulties, ADB problems, stuff like that. Well, I was going to put basically I was going to use a GSI, and I was going to use the DSU Sideloader app, which is also APK, which we're not going to touch or talk about really today, really. But you get the idea. And my next plan, I had Shizuku and a package name viewer and stuff, and I was going to manually uninstall apps. Of course, I didn't have root, so they would have just installed every time I reset the phone. However, did I get down to doing that project? No, I didn't. It was basically the same as the Blue View, except for the fact it got more updates and stuff. I think it got more updates, and it wasn't cracked. Basically, it was the same experience as on the Blue View, but instead of using full open source apps, what I did was I used all of the any OnePlus apps I could. Basically, I was trying to create a OnePlus without Google experience. And, yeah, let's just say, didn't work out. Or it did, I guess, but, well, not a truly de-Googled experience. Then, I decided to flash Calyx OS onto a phone. The phone was my currently everyday phone, the Pixel 6a. My first attempt did not go well at all. What happened? Brick phone! However, like science, guess what? I didn't give up. That was on June 5th. And on July 25th, over a month later, and almost at the end of summer break, I updated my computer and I got a newer cable. Did it work this time? Yes, it did. Yeah. And let me tell you, I felt good. And I realized it didn't have voice input, so I couldn't voice type. Did I let that stop me? No, I didn't. I just installed Gboard and speech services by Google, so not a fully de-Googled experience still, but way more de-Googled than the previous ones. And what happened? Are you thinking about what happened?
Yeah.
I could use it. But why don't I? Do you want me to be honest, guys? For one, I own Minecraft Pocket Edition, so I can't get paid apps on Calyx OS through the Aurora store. I know I think people say you can, but I don't want to risk getting my Google account suspended or whatever, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So basically, and also, I have by this point, AI helped me a lot, and all, unlike a lot of the previous things, basically, I couldn't readjust to life without AI, to the point where I went back and turned on the old phone, my Pixel 8a, even though it was a newer phone than the Pixel 6a, just to use those AI features in Chrome. And now it's harder because yesterday I started getting deep into AI mode in Google, so I don't even use Chrome very much anymore for AI related things. So it's gonna be even harder to adjust. So basically, yeah. And also it's gonna be even more harder because I have iHeartRadio too. Which I think you can't, of course you can get that on the Aurora store since it's free. And I think with the micro G can use it. I don't know how it works without it. But yeah. And it's great. So now for the actual review of Calyx OS. The installer, once I updated my computer and got the better cable, was easy. I could be getting it wrong, but you click install Calyx OS, and I used the web installer for this. And can the camera still see me? Honey?
Yeah.
They can?
Yeah.
And basically, what happened is, basically, it was pretty easy to the point where I was just thinking in my head, and then my mom mentioned that I wanted to lock the bootloader, and that put me into shock, and I was like, ah! Remember that, Mom? When I was like shocked that it actually worked. Remember?
Yes, I do.
And then it actually worked and stuff, so I locked the bootloader through the web installer. I just had to push the button on the phone and stuff. So my mom pushed the volume down button, power button, I think, or whatever. Basically, I pushed the button and then it locked the bootloader. Then the setup process was pretty simple. No, it didn't ask me to set up a Google account, just a micro G and some app installations. I pushed wrong buttons and I installed everything. And I'll get into why I didn't want it to in another part, because actually before I show it, I will talk about why I'm using Calyx OS. Forgot to say it sooner, but basically it installed everything, so I just got rid of the stuff I didn't want and stuff, which is easy. And then I was good. My only complaint, really, is the lack of a built-in voice input, and I understand why it's like that for privacy reasons, but in the apps that it wants you to install should include something to help us blind people out when it comes to our voice typing. Or they should try anyway, but like I said, I understand why it's like that, and it was a pretty fun experience using Calyx OS for a week. Went to eye appointment with that phone. Listened to the radio the whole drive, honestly. Or at least I think the whole drive, actually, yes, to and from. But it was still a very good experience. My alarms work perfectly on it. Phone calls work perfectly on it. Everything I can really think of mostly works perfectly on it. Although there's one thing, I don't know if this is normal or not. I don't know why it was like this, but I really didn't receive any notification noise, which is not like a big giant deal breaker for me. But I understand if some don't like it, and it kind of got me all thinking curious for the week, And then I was in my head, I was like, I was actually successful. And then I transferred, and then basically I think on that Sunday, yes, because I took Friday to get things more set up, or Saturday to get things a bit more set up. And on Sunday, I think I got things set up. I don't really remember how the schedule worked, but I think Sunday was officially SIM card switching day. How did it go? Perfectly. So, yeah, if I had to give it a 1 out of 10 rating so far, basically a 9 out of 10, really, because I am blind and I do heavily rely on that voice input, but once I got it installed, it worked pretty much perfectly, just like all of the other phones that I tried to do the experiment on, except for the difference of I didn't have all the Google stuff, like Chrome and another web browser and all of that. all installed. I just had the open source stuff. And it was very nice. Very nice. But why am I using this? Not because I'm so privacy conscious, and yes, I know there are other custom ROMs out there, but this is just the easiest one to install. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff, but I try my best. Or I never really did any of the other custom ROM installers. But you get the idea. I install. I install Calyx OS, you know. I installed it and I did pretty well. And yeah, it was a fun time. But why am I using it? I honestly just don't like the fact that you need a Google account for some stuff, you know, and I just like experimenting around, you know? And like I said, I think it's actually pretty interesting to not have to worry about Google accounts and stuff all in the background. So, that was my real reason. Everything works perfectly. My Pixel 6a, I feel like it never ran better. Now, it's time for the show offs. I'm going to do a quick show of my app drawer, maybe open a few things. Honey, can you wake up for a second, please? Can you make sure my phone, my other phone's in the camp? Can they see my phone, my Pixel 6a? Can they see me?
11:31 p.m. Double device unlocked. Phone. Chromium search. Action. Phone. On. Top. Camera. With. All answer on. Top work. Soft. Work on. Work. I. Soft sound. Standing. Recorder. Phone. Format. Movie pro. Onion share. New life. Music. Micro G7. Messaging. Keyboard. Gallery. Firewall. Files. F-Droid Basic. Digital. F5. Contacts. Clock. Chromium. Camera. Calyx VPN. Micro. Keyboard. Wi-Fi. Calyx calculator. Calendar. Calculator. Backup. Or restore. Search apps. Or restore.
This was in the things to install. This came with it. This came with it. This came with it. Things that have been installed. That came with it. This came with it. That came with it. That came with it. That was in the things to install. I installed that myself. Came with it. Came with it. I think that was something you wanted me to install. Came with it. Installed it myself through Or source. Came with it. Came with it. Came with it. Installed it through F-Droid just like PCS. I think it came with it. I think I don't remember how to put those two. And if you could ask me to install, came with it. Came with it. Oh, I installed it myself.
Work on, talk, home, camera, home, actions available.
Actually, let's see what's inside.
Soft settings, record, work on, work pro, soft sound, settings, soft sound, fire, water, storm, rain, soft sound, rain, storm, water, fire, wind, night, cat on, cat bird, night, wind, I walk, storm, water, storm, rain, storm, water, fire, wind, back, home, setting, recorder, set soft settings, recorder, phone, format, double tap to allow to send you notifications, but don't allow, format only, shadow, in, ready to connect, Hide apps from network monitoring and get access when they are unlocked. Start VPN button. Choose how to connect. Selected. Connect. Tab. Kindness. More. Tab. Pop-up. And on. Top pop-up. I selected. Home. Home. All that. Do the onion share. Do onion. Do the format. Do the row. Onion share.
I'm
Beta.
not gonna
New
see
pipe.
it now.
Double tap. New pipe. Open drawer. Trending. A girlfriend, Money Matthew, Spooky Lucky Halo, Lil Baby, Page, Bookmark Playlist, Subscript, what to, selected, trending, search, select what the book, Lil Pet, Money, Up, Wyatt, Wyatt, Upside Show, A Girlfriend, Forsaken, Phone.
That's the stuff it just wants to show.
All that music, micro G, YouTube podcast, music, micro G, Google search, micro G, check if the system is correctly set up to use micro G 213 in Google search, Google accounts, and then Google device registration on, cloud messaging on, Google safety net off, Play Store services 8 of 13, work profile 9 of 13, location, about micro key services on top about locate work group Play Store services 8 and 13 Google Safety Net Google Safety Net off cloud messaging on Google device registration on Google accounts add and manage Google service self check micro key settings out of list.
I'm probably gonna turn on safety net really quick.
Locate.
I'm talking about
Okay,
camera.
Google Cloud Messaging, Google Device, Google Account, Google Search, Google Cloud, Google Play, Work, Locate, About, on. Play Store, Google Set, Cloud Met, Google Account, Google Search, Self Check.
That's weird.
Self Check, Google Search, Google Account, Google Device Registration, on. Cloud Messaging, on. Google Safety Net, on. Allow device administration off. We have using safety net can disabled. Google Safety Net is a device certification system ensuring that the device is properly secured and compatible with Android TTS. Some applications use safety net for security reasons or as a prerequisite for tamper protection. Google Safety apps you allow device administration off. On. More option navigator. Micro Healthcare Google Search Google Device Cloud Mess Google Safety Play Google Safety Net on 7 Google Self Check Navigator Self Check Signature Spoofing Support System Spoof Signature Check box Installed packages Play Services GMS Store installed checked the Play Services GMS Store has checked. Play Store phone key installed. Checked. Play Store phone key has checked. Services framework DSF is checked. Permissions granted. Permission to access and run Civet location only in the foreground. Checked. Permission to access reside location only in the foreground. Checked. Permission to access location in the background. Checked. Permission to read the contents of your shared storage. Checked. Permission to modify or delete the contents of your shared storage. Checked. Permission to find accounts on the device. Touch here, not checked. Permission to show notifications. Checked. Permission to read phone status and identity. Checked. Permission to receive text messages, SMS. Checked. Permission to this app can appear on top of other apps. Touch, not checked. Permission to interact with work profile. Checked. System. Battery optimization ignored. Checked. On. Check. Self check. Micro G settings. Self check. Oh.
That's micro G.
All that messaging. Micro G settings. Use it. Double tap to activate. New pipe. Use it. Micro G settings. Messaging. Keyboard. Double tap to activate. Double tap and hold to lock press. Match. Settings. Languages. Preferences. Theme. Text correction. Voice typing. 5 of 3 clipboard. Dictionary. Emojis. Privacy. Translate. Rate us. About. Help and feedback. On.
That's keyboard. You probably not, I don't know if you know that on Netflix. I don't know if you know it's just a keyboard.
All apps, keyboard, input, set, back, button. All apps, keyboard gallery, fire gallery, double tap, no media, reels, No media album selected. Home. Home. Actions available. Higher gallery. Firewall.
Yes, you can
Firewall.
open
More
it.
options. Search for app. More app logo. On. With app logo. Onion share fake. On. App logo. Movie row. On. App logo. Format. On. App logo. Soft sound. App on. Which. App logo. Speech recognition and sync. On. Which. App logo. Format. Default. App app logo, app logo, speech record, on, switch, system app logo, app logo, app privacy, on, app logo, Android services library, on, switch, app logo, Calyx OS update client, on, app logo, captain portal login, default set, on, app logo, carrier communications, default, on, app logo, Chromium, default, on,
We are already know this.
App logo, app prime, system app logo on, 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 app logo, Android bit, app logo, video, app logo, new pipe, phone, phone, actions available, files, firewall.
Yes, I can open it.
Double tap to activate. Download. Search. More options. Download.
Yes,
Not
it's
check.
your
Not check.
average.
Not down. More search. Down. Show routes. On. New pipe list. Files in. List. New pipe V0.27.7 app. 11. More option. On.
I had to download the new pipe APK. That's another complaint
0.27 app.
because it was
11. Home.
it's doing basic performance. So yeah,
Actions
not a
available.
real complaint.
All apps. Files. In grid. 6 rows. 5 columns. F-Droid page 0. F5. F5. Your data. You take control. Next. Out of grid pager. Take next. Out of grid. Asterisk leave unchecked to be reminded later. Next. Asterisk I don't need tasks support. Not asterisk. Not checked. Check off. Which. Open tasks. Not select off. Task.org. Not off. ADX forward. Not in tasks support. If tasks are supported by your server, they can be synchronized with a supported task tab. Not select. ATX forward. Support not selected. Task not selected. Task.org. Some features are not supported. Task off. Would not open tab not selected. Radio button. This open task doesn't seem to be developed anymore. Not recommended. Rate off. Not checked. I don't need task support not asterisk. Double tap not off open tasks, doesn't not off tasks not org, some feed not off ATX forward, support big cut tasks, journal and notes, radio button, off ATX forward off not
Okay, I guess you we should be using.
Asterisk next, out of grid pager,
I'm gonna click the back because I don't want to.
Search at all on, word profile in. Micro set messaging, keyboard gallery, fire, files, F-Droid Vizio, F-Con, clock, Chromium, camera, Calyx, calendar, Calyx, camera,
show off the
double
camera.
tap later, turn on, play, map your memories by including location metadata with each capture. Later, button, turn on, talk back, window, turn on, button, window add photo later, button. Camera unlabeled. Doubled on. Top button. Disabled. Window camera unlabeled. Pro unlabeled. Double tap. Pro set unlabeled. Pro settings. Top 6. Selected. 1 top 2. Flash look gallery. Shutter. Flip cat shutter button. Double tap to activate. Flip shutter.
Cheese. Mama.
Yeah. You good?
Take your picture.
Yeah.
Flip camera button. 1 shutter button.
Cheese. Nice little sound.
Flip camera.
That's a nice little sound effect
Yeah.
for my camera.
Phone.
Well,
backup, cannot backup, or search app, or restore back, or backup. Do you want to restore your device from an existing backup, or start a new backup? Restore back, start new button. On, talk back, start.
I don't know anything about this app, so I'm not gonna click anything.
All apps, or restore, backup, cat, root, lock, edit, profile, keep that, mic, new, buddy, more, phone, software, profile, phone.
And I'm done, by the way.
Actions, read off.
So, no, hold on. So, I hope y'all enjoyed watching this latest video from Landon's Tech Talk. Just a reminder, I apologize if anything unusual. I apologize if anything happened. I apologize if you couldn't see me or if I did anything wrong. I am blind. And my mom's laying in bed behind me. So, not trying to be rude or anything, but yeah. So, I hope you could see me in the phone the whole time. So, I hope you enjoyed. Again, step 6, 7, and enjoy this moment again really quick. I wish I took a picture of that on the Calyx OS phone. But in the next video of the series, I already did comparisons on my own, but I will strictly do comparisons of the Calyx OS phone of the OnePlus Nord N30. And maybe I'll put my SIM card back in and maybe give you reports. And stuff like that. So I am intending for this to be a video series. Also, this is the part where I need to give my email address. If you have any questions or you want me to test any apps or anything else, you just have to leave me an email. My email is ljbubamiller8910@gmail.com. Send an email to that email. And I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Landon from Landon's Tech Talk. Oh, by the way, I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I might rename the YouTube channel to Landon's Life Library. If you want me to do that, send an email to the email address. Again, it is ljbubamiller8910@gmail.com. ljbubamiller8910@gmail.com. Also, I apologize if I'm getting way off track. But one last reminder. As of October 14th, Windows 10 was end of life and stuff. So, upgrade to Windows 11 or switch to Linux. I might make Linux content for the channel. I apologize that I haven't made any Sky Factory 4 videos. And I apologize that I'm basically just filling up the video with information. This is just stuff. Now I'm just trying to give all this stuff. Basically, I hope you guys enjoy. I honestly don't know if I will continue doing Sky Factory 4 videos. Only because of the fact my Windows 10 computer won't receive any more updates, since, as far as I could tell, it's not compatible for Windows 11. And no, I don't want to buy a new computer and stuff. So, this is me from Andon's Tech Talk. Just hang on a second, please. My email address, is it capital LJ Bubba?
It's just LJ.
Okay. And it's LJ Bubba, BUBBA Miller 8910 @gmail.com. That's my email address. Please don't go crazy leaving the video because of all this extra stuff I'm putting in. I understand and trying my best. This is my first time giving so basically, yes, I forgot that I needed to tell you all about the name change and the whole Windows 10 situation, but I did. I remembered. So, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Whoa. And I will see y'all on the next one.